Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Column Podcast. I'm your host Ranath, and today we have our co-host Ratish.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about something very interesting. I mean, we always talk about something interesting, but today this is related to football. So Arsene Wenger, so he's part of that whole UEFA, FIFA. I don't know what exactly he's part of, but he said that what if the World Cup happened every 2 years instead of 4 years? So, currently, as we know, the Euros, Copa America, World Cup happens every 4 years. So what if that was changed to 2 years? So how would that impact football? How would that impact the fans? How would that impact the economical standpoint of football? Um, so today we're going to discuss more about it. So what would happen if it were to happen every 2 years? So Atish, can you think of any ideas, or not ideas, any advantages? On the
Any
top of my head,
advantages?
I can think
Yeah. More football matches. One of them.
of
Okay.
football.
Mm-hmm.
One advantage I have is
Mm-hmm.
like every 4 years, new country hosts it, right? So now every 2 years, a new country hosts it. So
Yeah.
that country, more countries can get involved,
Mm-hmm.
like these Romania, um, Denmark. These countries can get more income, more tourism
Okay.
if the World Cup happens every 2 years. So it's good from a tourism perspective.
Yes.
Um, it's also good in terms of sponsorships. More matches equals more money
Yeah.
from
More money.
telecasters.
Yeah.
Money from money, it's great money
Yeah.
perspective.
Circumstances. Yeah.
More opportunities for players to play. For example, if you take James Justin,
Mm-hmm.
he's the Leicester City right back, so he couldn't play Euros this year,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't play Euros last year also, I think,
Yeah.
because of an injury. So if it happened every 2 years, definitely he gets a start in the England team, right? So there are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
other players like that. More opportunities for players, especially who missed out. Um, those are like three or four advantages that I can think of. Um, Also, more representation for countries. So I talked about economic, right?
Yeah.
So more representations. So you can have more clubs, more opportunities for countries to showcase their talent in the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
So again, more opportunities for players to get good clubs and all. So
Mm-hmm.
um, for the fans, yeah, more
More
more football
football.
matches.
Yeah. Eventually, you get more football. You get yeah, more football, more playing. Yeah. They got to spend some money, right? Eventually, fans. Yeah.
More money to spend. So what are the disadvantages of this? Um, so on the top of my head, what I can think of is you have to when you're having a World Cup, you have to build a stadium, right?
Yeah. Certainly.
So Qatar, they have been building it for 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
6 or 4 years, right? So imagine a country like Denmark or Ukraine trying to build one in 2 years. So it's going to be very difficult.
That's certainly difficult, and that's a that's the thing going around, man. Like in Qatar, the number of laborers who are working, they are not given actual salaries and all that. That thing is that's a problem consequence over there too. Like this has been happening for a while.
Yeah,
Like
excellent point. So
yeah, so many like in Qatar, like most of the workers are not given proper salaries, and that too. Like that's like huge deal on that going up. We'll update you on that thing too. But
as a result, more if you have to make a stadium in 2 years, that means
yeah,
more laborers,
more workforce,
uh,
more cost.
more workforce, more cost, more laborers put under pressure.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So what else? And what makes the World Cup special is the fact that it happens every 4 years, right?
4 years,
So
exactly.
every 4 years, you have the opportunity to win the World Cup. So if it's every 2 years, we'll have more winners. It won't be that special.
Yeah,
It's a bit like the ES.
the prestige, man. What is World Cup known for? Why are gonna change it already, man? Like it's for 4 years. Like for how many years, bro? How many consecutive years has it been for 4 years rather than 2 years? Why people need to change it already, bro? Just keep it up. It's fun watching it for 4 years. Eagerly, we have been eagerly waiting. If it's every 2 years, man, we won't be. You know, we should be eager to wait for it. The excitement is there. You get the rush in your blood when you see the matches. You know,
Absolutely,
yeah,
exactly. Just like the Olympics every 4 years,
yeah. When it's
except for this year,
4 years, it's there.
5 years.
Yeah, yeah. Every 2 years, you got to see the match. Ah, fuck it. I can't go and see another match again. Like
That's what.
exactly. When you keep a game for 4 years, man, you get to see new players, right? So in the every 4 years, there will be more new players instead. In the sense, sorry, not new players. I want to say it like this way. So you get to see more players that can be there. If it was for
I
two
see, I see.
years,
Newer players, like
yeah,
newer
if it
players.
was for 2 years, we'll see the continually see certain players who are playing for it.
Mm.
For 4 years, the time limit
Yeah,
is there. Some players will get injured eventually. Some players won't play it. They will get retired, and you get to see new faces. Something like that.
very good. Because imagine 2018, 2020, 2022,
Yeah,
France team. So they'll win three back-to-back World
exactly,
Cups
exactly.
in that case. So imagine if it's so now they lost Euros.
Mhm.
So imagine next World
That,
Cup, they might
that,
not win, might get knocked out
exactly. But
by the
if you take into that account, there are so many factors to it adding up. But still, eventually you get to see new players, right? Like if you check it out, so how many World Cups has Ronaldo played? 2010, I guess. 2000,
like,
2010, 2014,
2000
and 2018. Three World Cups, right?
World Cup.
Yeah.
What was the one before 2006? So he was still a kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eight,
2006, he was playing for Porta, but he was not recognized as a national player, I guess, at that point.
he was still a kid.
Yeah.
So 2008 was won the Ballon d'Or. So 2010 was his first World Cup.
Hmm.
14 and 18, and
Yeah,
hopefully 22. So
exactly. So,
21 or 22.
they got to play only three World Cups. Ronaldo, that's the prestige of it, man. You got to play only three World Cups. That's it.
Big World Cups in a
Exactly.
lifetime. And that's the best player in the world. One of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. So
When you
imagine if
give them
you're
like
like
2 years
regular
back to
player,
back, they could score. They could score. Like,
you could
you
break
won't like,
records
exactly, man.
easily.
But 2 years
That's
is
the thing.
also a
So
long time, right? Isn't it? It's like pretty medium.
like in 6 months, it's 2022.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I can't remember my 21st birthday.
Dude, seriously, man. Like, I
I
still
still
think
think
that
I'm
the World Cup,
20.
2018 World Cup was so fucking near.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
didn't
saw
notice
a
the
video.
Sonic going away.
I saw a video. Griezmann celebrating a penalty, and he was doing this thing, the dance.
The dance.
And I was like, yeah, the
Yeah.
Fortnite dance. It's too cringe. And I'm like, damn, this was a long time ago.
This was a long
And
time ago.
everybody was like, it's cringe. But some people were like, yeah, at the time, it was not cringe. At the
Mhm.
time, Fortnite was the biggest thing. So
Exactly.
all the players were playing Fortnite. So um, that's the thing. That's how long it is, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it will eventually lose its prestige, man. World Cup. And how, like, it is like $1.3 million to create a cup, dude. The Golden Cup. It is $1.3 million.
Never knew. So
Exactly.
yeah, expense there as well. So now
Exactly.
if you think about the environmental aspects, so stadium lights, more hotel rooms being booked, more people traveling. So it's
Mm.
bad for the environment, this
Yeah, congestion. Yeah.
air condition and all that. Although it's good for tourism, it's bad for like environment and stuff. That's something to think about because of the air travel, people
Like,
booking taxis there. Yeah,
so
so
much.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Like the constructions happening over here and there. Everything, right?
Happening.
Yeah. It'll eventually take up, billions amounts of money. But they can generate that revenue though. Again. Yeah, they can regenerate it.
So that's the thing. trying to think of more advantages and disadvantages. So advantages are all money,
Yeah,
and that's what I can think of. For the players, I don't think they'll want to. Actually, I think they'll want to play more World Cups. Um, I mean, even if it was every 2 years, we'll still watch it. I
yeah,
mean, it loses
we'll still
prestige,
watch
but
it.
we'll still watch it.
We'll still watch it.
Um, but it just loses like kind of prestige sort of thing. I mean, we watch the league like every year. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
definitely, man. And
with our
the
Arsenal fans,
players would have to play
same
more matches, right? So many much more matches.
more matches for them. Yeah, so that case it sucks. Um, I saw a comment. One person said, "What if you remove like all these small domestic cups like Nations League, and
Hmm.
leave only Copa America, Euros, and World Cups? So now you get rid of all these
Ah,
small
no way, man.
tournaments, have the World Cup." So I was like, no, let's have more of
Let's have
those
them.
small
Let's have.
tournaments. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's
You
fun.
know, they should also generate revenue, man.
And have the World Cup every 4 years. So have
Yeah,
more tournaments. Yet,
yet we could sustain the prestige of it. We have been following this tradition for like how many years, man? More than
since Hitler's
yeah.
since 19.
Why change it at all? It's so good watching it. Like you get excited for it. It's so good when you're eagerly waiting for it and ultimately watch it.
And, if you think about, okay, let's think about money perspective. So you can charge more per seat, per subscription,
Mm,
because it's prestigious, right? If it's every
prestige.
2 years, you can't charge that much.
So when is the World Cup happening? Next year, right? FIFA World Cup.
Hopefully,
Looks good,
it's
man.
happening in which country?
Qatar.
Sorry, Qatar, right?
Qatar. It's happening
Yeah,
in Qatar. Yeah, man, that's a
Qatar.
like that.
So
Like while constructing the Qatar state, there were so many controversial, things happening around it because of the salaries of the wages of people. Some workers have not even given wages. It seems.
it is harsh working conditions. But then I saw most sources saying that it's all a hoax and it's just these countries like, for example, the UAE and Saudi, they don't like Qatar, so they're just spreading this sort of
Hmm.
misinformation. And Westerners don't like Qatar, so they're spreading this misinformation. So we have to really dig into the topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the media are saying it, so um, you know we have to dig
I
into a
have
little
seen
bit.
a few pictures about it. There are some few pictures about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's hot, right, in these countries. So regardless, it's pretty tough building a stadium.
yeah, certainly it's tough, man. Like, you got to build a new, like, with all these technologies and all. Imagine that.
The new tech. Imagine that.
And we were stuck for COVID in 1 year, right? 1 year we were stuck for it. Yeah, they got to pause it for a while. Definitely.
Was it for a while?
Yeah,
Uh, since I have close relations to Dubai, I might even have a chance to go to the World Cup, hopefully,
yeah, hopefully.
um, because Qatar is close by to Dubai. But thing is, UAE and Qatar are not that friendly at the moment, so maybe we might not. So even though it's really close, we might, because the flights are banned from UAE to Qatar. I don't know if it is now, but it used to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, eventually, man. So our conclusion on this is like keep it for 4 years. I don't want to, eventually see it for 2 years. It will get boring.
It's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's so good right now. Why do you improvise it at all? It's so good. It's perfect. You don't need to change it.
Yeah. No, to wrap up, I'll ask you one question.
Hmm.
What would you change about the World Cup, except for the 2 year, 4 year thing? Like about the actual tournament or the World Cup, what would you change about it?
What would I change about it?
Like the actual games being played, tournament style, anything like that?
Good question. What would I change about
Mhm.
it? Hmm.
Group structure, anything like that? I have one.
What is it?
Um, so how many groups are there? There are probably like A, B, C, D, E, F,
32, right?
G, 32 groups, so 32 teams.
32 teams.
32,
So
so
it's
eight.
four per team.
They have
So
the
4 divided by 32 is 8. Eight
eight,
groups.
8 groups. So imagine having like 10 groups. So
Hmm.
you have eight more. Is that correct? 4 plus 4, so eight more countries playing, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be eight. It can be just four or whatever. So imagine they're all fighting for a position. So I feel like more countries can join.
But aren't
Um,
qualifiers going around it?
that's the only problem.
Yeah.
So you can't do the round of 16 and all this. You have to do round of like 32 and kind of keep going down. So you have to figure out a way out of it. That's the only problem. But if I could change anything, or we can do like instead of 4 teams, have 5 teams in a group. So then 5 times however much groups there are, you
Hmm.
can easily add 8 more teams in
So
that.
like accumulating more teams in the team groups itself.
Yeah. So in one group, have five. So
Hmm.
5 times if there's 8 groups, that's um, one. You add one, right? So 8 more groups have been added. 8 more teams have been added.
Exactly. Probably. Probably. Let's see in the future.
So,
So leave your comments on that.
yeah.
Yeah. If you want
Yeah,
to have
yeah, we like to
more
do
teams.
that.
So yeah, this is our conclusion on the subject itself. So like, if you like the video, comment your thoughts about the World Cup itself. Do you want it for 2 years or 4 years? And signing off, Colin.